Hi Libra, welcome to Higher Source Tarot for a tarot and oracle card reading for all Libra. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus about to kick off your season. I can feel the energy already. One of my favorite coworkers is a Libra Sun. She's a lot of fun to work with. So this will be your oracle card, then we'll consult the tarot for a general reading. Old conditioning, there's something about that hallway, those stairs up that lead you to more. It's the card of release. It's time to release old conditioning and to step into the new way of being. The old story and past cycles of blame, shame, and guilt need to move out. Take inventory of what no longer resonates and what isn't your burden to carry. Unload what has been weighing you down. And what I'd also say is if there's someone around you that blames you for something and you know it's not true, you don't have to accept that. In fact, sometimes we get into cycles where we're done learning from somebody and we say, that's all I'm going to get from them. I just am not available for that anymore. So old conditioning is going to be going bye-bye. Let's see now what the tarot wants to tell you about that. Okay. Well, you've got the High Priestess, the Nine of Pentacles. Oh boy, the Three of Swords, the Knight of Swords, the Six of Cups, the Two of Swords, the Two of Cups. It's like every other card. And the King of Wands. Well, I feel like with that High Priestess energy, you may not be in a huge hurry to move anything forward, but with the Two and Three of Swords, if somebody betrayed you, I feel like the truth is going to come out here. I like the Two and the Six of Cups. Now, if you had a breakup with somebody, and you haven't been talking to them, with that High Priestess energy, you know, those of you that are here for reconciliation, she's all about staying true to herself. So if you know that that's your person, and you know in your heart of hearts that there's real love, then there is reconciliation. This is saying that it's worth the investment. But those of you that either don't want it or you don't believe it, you know, you say they haven't come back around, because it's old conditioning and it's time to move forward, especially too if they were critical of you in some way, or it just felt like they were always kind of looking to find a way to somehow give you a little jab. That's how I get it. I just feel like with that Two and Three of Swords, it's not particularly pleasant energy. Now, I also feel like as you get into your season, as we come up here, I do feel like with that Nine of Pentacles, King of Wands, you're going to get a lot of attention, and you may have somebody around you who's a bit jealous of that. Okay, but I feel like with the energy of the High Priestess, you kind of take it in stride. She wears this gown that turns to water. She also gets intel, so there may be something as far as work, or if somebody did talk about you or betray you on some level, I feel like you have a Knight of Swords who comes in that's going to give you an earful. And I also feel like, too, you're going to have to decide, is it worth your time to say anything? Because the High Priestess energy often analyzes. She doesn't feel the need to act. And you might have somebody who kind of tries to push you to act, push you into action. But if you say that, like we were saying, that's just not worth your time, that you're going to take it another way, you're going to do something else and maybe perhaps just disappear from their life, you might decide to do that. But with the High Priestess, she's not aggressive at all, but she has a certainty. Now, this is also a card of law of attraction. Prima materia, matter comes from the mind. She represents using the subconscious. And so this is a time where they're encouraging you to be deeply spiritual. If you have an opportunity to go to some kind of a temple or some kind of a ceremony or something meditative, something like that. I went to a water purification ceremony in Asia, and boy, was that meaningful. And it was, you started off with meditating at a temple with incense burning and went through these different channels of water. It was very interesting. And so there's something about that, or even if you're getting baptized or you're having some relative's baptism, something like that, because I keep seeing water around someone. Or if you even have the chance to sit in some type of a fresh water I heard orifice. I'm not sure that's quite the right word for it, but some kind of a body where you just feel one with nature. I feel like that's important, and it kind of brings in a tranquility and a peace because she's not under pressure. She feels no pressure at all to act. So she's the keeper of secrets and information, but I feel like the information that you get, it's like you can take it in an unconditional way. It doesn't hurt you. You have spiritual armor in this energy, so it can't hurt you because your spiritual centeredness is too strong. And so I feel like with this, you'll see it for what it is. And truthfully, you know, we're all just souls. And if someone is talking about you're doing something, your soul can see them as another soul whose mind has taken control, too much of the control. So the Nine of Pentacles, I do feel like you have lots of invitations. This is the luxury card. For somebody here too, if you're making a new purchase, you're getting, you know, investing something where you live, you're getting in new appliances or something like that. I do feel like you may have someone who's a bit jealous around you, or even if you're planning on hosting something, a holiday as we get into November and December. I know they're a ways away. I mean, we've got October even first, but I do feel like as you rise to the occasion, it's going to help you sort out who to keep close and who maybe is going to be on the outer part of the circle. But this Nine of Pentacles shows wealth. It shows a feeling of confidence. She stands in a small paradise. So I feel like overall you do have good people around you. And I would even too take inventory of the people who come forward and do let you know things, because those are your people. I don't feel like they're here just to stir things up. I feel like it honestly bothers them on some level. They're like, I don't like this. So you're going to find too that you have supportive people all the way around you. If you're single, it might not last. If you're single and you have an ex, this is the perfect time as you get into your season to try to dip back in, but only if you want them. Okay, I feel like this is all about releasing those old conditioning habits, those old conditioned habits, old patterns that just don't work anymore, those layers of negativity. And so you have a turning point. I feel like you have a cleansing era coming in with this Three of Swords. So the Three of Swords is painful, yes. I mean, those crooked swords right through the heart don't say comfort and joy, but they're also too about resisting change. And so we also have to believe what people show us. We oftentimes give too many chances, don't we? And if you have somebody you've given them chance after chance and you keep bringing them around, because we do, don't we? And we say, God dang, they don't have anybody else. Okay, I'm just putting up with it. I feel like with this, you may decide to turn things a little differently. You may take a turn for really the better for you. But with this too, I feel like you're going to be astutely and keenly aware of anything that is a betrayal of any nature. I mean, if you're shortchanged in some way, you'll notice it. And if it's something too, like even paperwork, where somebody does a shoddy job and you're supposed to have an extended warranty and they don't include it, I feel like you'll find a way, especially with that Knight of Swords, to correct it. So the good news is, as you come out of this cycle, you won't look back and say, I should have spoken up. Because that Knight of Swords doesn't relent. This Knight of Swords will have you driven towards exposing any type of truth. Now, like I said, it's up to you what you do about it. I feel like where money matters are concerned, you're going to be more inclined to be like this, where you're saying, I'm not going to lose money over something if it's just a mistake or if it's an oversight. I do feel like with this, you'll get the job done. The Knight of Swords has a tendency to tell people to get out of the way. Now, if you have some kind of an event planned, and it's not necessarily for your birthday, or I guess even if it is, but if it's something else like an anniversary or you're hosting something, I keep getting this hosting energy. You may have a tendency to do one of these where people around you kind of start to back off because this one takes over. Now, it gets the job done. The energy will get the job done, but you have to be aware of that, because if you say, I don't want to do this all by myself, you'll have to be aware of how it affects the people around you. And some of you will say, but I know they're not going to follow through and it'll drive me nuts. So therefore, I am going to embody this and I'm okay with it if I have to do it all by myself. So with this, and I mentioned my Libra friend at work sometimes gets in this energy, and she gets an energy that's like, I will tease her all the time and say it's don't make any sudden movements when she's like that. And she's like, I know I'm a crazy person right now. And it's funny, but, and we laugh and she laughs at herself, but you can tell when she's in that, it's like, yep, just get out of the way. So with the Six of Cups here though, I do feel like you're going to be feeling the love and support. This does allow you to let your guard down. I just feel like you're going to be judicious about who you do it with. Now, you may find too, if somebody is jealous of you, some of you, I feel like there is an approach or a conversation like, how would you feel if you heard that I said that about you, sort of a thing. And I do feel like you're going to get an apology from them, but it's going to be up to you how much you want to, much you want to take that in. With this though too, I told you before, in terms of love, you have somebody who comes in here who wants to dote on you, who wants to give you nice little surprises, and who is very attentive to your needs. They're very attentive and focused when you speak. They're very aware of you. And so you do, and if you're not aware of them now, it may be a secret admirer who's going to get the guts to come forward. It makes it easy when social media is out there and you can send little messages and it doesn't seem that forward. Well, this Two of Swords, you might be blindfolded to something, but I do feel like it's going to come front and center. I just feel like this Two of Swords evolves into the Three, that there's something that perhaps you don't see that you will. But with the Two of Cups, it's going to be up to you where you focus, because you do have good things coming in. So it may just kind of be a blip on the radar where you go, that's just not that important. I have bigger and better things to do with my time right now. Like I said, you have a match with love. If you've been through a difficult period in a relationship, a love relationship, I do feel like you're going to come back around with that. Those of you that want to. I don't get that with the Two and Three of Swords as much as I get more like a friendship doing that. I just feel like this feels almost like something else, where there wasn't a betrayal in the relationship, but I do feel like you have a second chance if you want it. Now, the King of Wands is going to have you confident, and it's going to have people taking notice of you. So I do feel like as you enter into your season, you're definitely going to be feeling confident, wanting to take charge. That's going to be a very common theme. So again, you're going to have to evaluate and decide how much of this do I want to take on by myself, because he has that similar attitude. Like, if I can do it, so can everyone else. That pull yourself up by the bootstraps kind of thing. So just be aware of that. All right. The cards are our friends. If you believe, so ask, believe, receive. Listen to your intuition, especially with the High Priestess. That's important here. Trust the universe is working with you to bring in joy within the next few weeks. And we've got Don't Stop. Good things are on the way for you, Libra. I love you, and I'll be back again soon.